It's a pleasure for me to present our project, the AquaWing. We are totally agree with the previous speakers about what are the limitations. Probably we share most of your concerns. And so I would like to share with you what was our process within this more than almost 3 years working with AquaWing. So first of all, I would like to show you a little bit what is AquaWing, and then we address the problems with the permissions. Well, we have been checking with you the different limitations that when one activity wants to get permissions to process the activity. So imagine that what we have doing in AquaWing is a multi-use, a multi-purpose. So we multiply by 2 at least these challenges, you know. So in AquaWing, it's an European project. In this case, it was funded by ENFA with 80%. 20% of the project was funded by the own partners, and it's managed by CINEA, the same authority that is managing the Horizon Europe projects. So please, next slide, please. Our challenges or our goals in the project is try to demonstrate the viability of the co-located activities, in this case, production of energy or renewable energy with wind floating mills, and join the activity with the aquaculture production, the offshore aquaculture production of fishes. Okay, so this is a difference with previous projects for co-location, where they usually utilize invertebrates such as mussels or algae for combined with the energy. So in this case, we go one step forward. This is important just to try to foster the food self-sufficiency that Europe needs. Actually, we are importing more than 70% of our marine foods. So aquaculture is one of the reasons to try to address this limitation. Additionally, the clean energy generation that is requested from Europe, and to achieve these goals for the clean energy production in 2050. Also, the marine spatial ecosystem that Europe and the policies for Europe are requesting need to be checked with the individual sectors, because at some point the paper supports everything, but when we go to the reality, the situation is quite different, right? So the project is very aligned with the EU Green Deal, the Sustainable Economy objectives, but it's going to try to respond also to the societal and environmental alarm when new sectors such as the energy production offshore is coming. You can see in the picture different newspaper news in Portugal, in Spain, in different locations, that even we have no activity for energy production, we already have this concern from the society, right? So with our project, with scientific and technical data, we try to support what are the real risks of these activities, and not thinking about the theoretical. We want to support our politicians with real data to check if this activity is available or not. Please, next slide. So this is the four main objectives of the AquaWing. The first one is what the regulatory and social roadmap. The second one is the demonstration of the multi-use, the digital operation system, the way I can operate all the system from on land, to get data for this, real data for these new policies, and also the best business and exploitation model that can be built from our data. I'm going to focus on in the regulatory and social roadmap, that is the main reason for being here today. Next slide, please. So, AquaWing was established in 3 locations. The first one in the Tagliarte harbor, where we are actually, where we organize the fish cage and all the system to work in remote for aquaculture activities. The next location is the Las Palmas de Gran Canaria port in the Astican facilities, where the prototype for windmill production was set up and co-located with the aquaculture farm. And in the final step, that is the proper evaluation of the co-location, is in the block and test site, that where actually we are. So if you go to the window, you can see the AquaWing already over there. I have to say that this week is on Wednesday we set up the fish on the prototype, so we are actually checking the real
Next Wednesday.
Yeah, last Wednesday. So we are trying to manage now how is going the prototype. Okay, so this we will see in the next month how the things go. So regarding to the permission, please let's type line Maria. I can say that we have been lucky because for this project we didn't need the application for energy authorization. So Pedro is going to talk later on about what is these steps that we did not need it in this case for Aquawind, because all the energy that is going to be produced by the prototype is going to be stored in batteries within the prototype, and is not going to release to the network. So it was much more easy for us, and we just applied for the aquaculture authorization. Okay, so some of the permits are the same that Alex mentioned previously, but we have to prepare an experimental and technical project. I have to say that, as the colleague from La Laguna mentioned, we applied with a very similar project like a commercial company do. If they want to produce 5,000 tons of fish, it's the same, but we have to do it for 1 ton of fish. So it's for sure a limitation. So we have to prepare this technical project that includes not only a biological description, but also an engineering description and an economical description of what is the activity. So it takes time, it takes a lot of effort to do it. Additionally, we have to apply for the environmental impact assessment, but in this case, as we have a production of less than 500 tons, we didn't need it, this application, but we are forced to a mandatory environmental monitoring during the lifetime of the project. Okay? We also were forced to have a mandatory escapes and recovery plan. It means that if our cage of aquaculture fails, we have to have a preventive measures to collect these animals, or to and for sure to inform the authorities about these problems. Additionally, we have to apply for registration in the livestock farms on the Canary Islands, because this site was not initially foreseen for aquaculture production, so we have to additionally apply to this regard. And I'm talking just about the regional part. I mean, this first part is just taking care from the regional government of the Canary Islands, from the Fisheries Directorate, but additionally, we have to apply for some permissions or some authorization that is coming from the state, I mean from the National Ministry of Ecological Transition, the MITECO, that allow us to modify the utilization of the area of Locan that it was not initially considered for this multi-use activity. And we have to check if the activity we are going to perform in this area has the compatibility with marine strategies. Okay? We have to inform also the Spanish Aviation and Safety Agency. We want to work with the windmills. And additionally, and this is something that we have been checking these last weeks, we have additional permits for the vessels that are coming to the area, because not all the vessels are allowed to go. In particular, for example, the aquaculture vessels that we foresee to go over there are only authorized to go in the, let's say, interior water of the Canary Islands. And it's, this area where we are going to do the tests are just 100 meters outside of the interior waters of the Canary Islands. So our vessels are not authorized to go. So we are applying for a special permits for the ships, you know. So every time we are trying to solve new challenges for the project, but I have to say that we are lucky. In the next slide you can see that as far as we did it, we applied the first time for permission in February 17, 23. This is the next steps we have been doing. We get the first authorization in 22 of April 2024, so it takes 14 months of and to get all the permissions to go over there. Other delays are much more related with our technical problems and so on, but are not affected by the permissions. But, well, we foresee initially 12 months, so in terms of specifically permits, we delayed 2 months more than we initially foreseen. I think it's too much for a European project because we initially have 36 months, so it means that the first year of life of the project is just to get permissions. But this is something that we initially foreseen, and I think it's at some point very important to predict if we want to succeed in this kind of activities with a real test on the field. Okay, so that's all from my side. I'm open for any questions.